Good morning, everybody. We are having some technical difficulties. I know you're shocked with us having technical difficulties. We we are here though, and I want to make sure that everybody knows we are the Show Up crew. We are going to show up even if it's messy, and it's extremely messy today. We were set up and ready to go. We had the beautiful sparkly backdrop and all the things, and we couldn't get service. So I had to move back outside to the porch of the campground clubhouse. Just so you know, when my hair is standing straight up on top of my head, it's because of the wind that blows through here. If you want a good laugh, just leave the sound off and go watch the video. My hair did quite an act last night when we did day 1 of the summit. I think that it's super exciting to be here with you all. And Cindy Lou, I'm going to confess, I completely forgot to set the room up. If you could do that for me in Clubhouse. I failed to do several things. I want to go ahead and make my princess confessions right up front. I tried to fit too much stuff in and had too many tech issues. And so it is going to be a great day here at the Collaboration Summit. I have the most amazing guests, which is my favorite part. But I'm going to tell you, if you need perfect, you might as well not click on here. You might as well move on. This Collaboration Princess is all about getting things done. You want to get something done quick? Call me. You want to get something done perfect? Lose my number, because it's never going to happen. I just want to point that out. So ladies, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I want you each one to introduce yourself and your sidekick if you have one. I want you to introduce yourself in 2 or 3 sentences. Just give them an idea of how awesome you are, and then I will do the rest, but I want you to tell the world who you are. Connie Myers, I want you to start.
Thank you, honey. Well, I'm Connie Myers, and I am a kick butt leadership and a crisis management strategist. I've written a course that my goal is to help 30 million people be better prepared for disasters. That's leading CPM advisors all around the country. And I'm a 5-time best-selling author.
Yeah, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, and 5 times, and about to be 6. So I just want to point that out. So thank you, Miss Connie. Christy, I'm going to you next. Can you introduce yourself and tell us just a little about who you are?
Let me unmute myself. Absolutely. So I am Christy Bridges. Well, let's see. In a nutshell, I'm an author. I teach Christians to become authors, and I do a daily devotion called One Moment Wiser on social media, as well as interviews with really neat people on social media and on my podcast. And Kim is one of those people, actually, along with several of the ladies we have here.
We love these ladies, don't we, Christy?
Oh, yeah. I love a good story.
Okay. So let's move to Miss Sherry Donahue Brown. Tell us just a little bit about you, Miss Sherry.
I remember to unmic. Yes, good morning. I am Sherry Donahue Brown. I am a wife and a mother. I'm an author, an entrepreneur, and I am a purpose walker, and I actually teach others to dive deep into their destinies in an effort to walk in their purpose.
That's juicy, Miss Sherry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cindy Lou, I'm skipping you because I know you're trying to get us set up. I will do Jill and then come back because I want. Or did you get it done?
I'm ready to start the room, only I don't have Sherry following me. So Sherry, if you follow me, then I can get this room started.
Got
Clubhouse.
How do I follow you?
Got
Okay.
you.
Look
So-
my name up.
So,
Okay.
do you want
Will you
to?
walk me-
I'll introduce myself. Yep.
Okay.
So hey, my name is Cindy Lou. I'm the creator and founder of Be Bold You, and I have a club called Becoming Bold You, which helps you step into who you are and who you want to become and who you want to show up in the world as. Sometimes we're in transition and we need, just a little help to figure out, who am I now? What do I want to be? Who do I want to show up as? So that is a piece of who I am.
I love that, a piece of it. Jill and my boy over there, can you introduce yourself and give just a little bit of a description? And Declan is welcome to tell us his version as well.
Hi, I'm Jill, and I am currently a work-from-home mom as a virtual assistant, looking to expand my business to help moms better organize their lives and businesses. And this is my son, Declan. He is 9 months old and learning to walk, and I'm happy to be on camera with us today.
He's always happy whenever I see him, and he tickles me because I'm pretty sure he is going to grow up thinking I'm the old lady in the computer that lives in the computer, not a shoe, but a computer, because he sees me on the computer all the time. So I love it. Thank you, Jill. So I want to get right into our announcement and our little story about Clubhouse, but I want to make sure we're on Clubhouse to do it. I know and this is all my fault. I'm gonna just tell you, it is me, all me. And Cindy Lou, do I need to just go in the room and then share mine? Is that what I need to do?
Christy Bridges,
We're
I
just
need you to
doing it
make
right
me a
here live
moderator.
in front of.
Christy, you opened the room, so I need you to make me a moderator. Tap on my face. There we go.
Aha. I'm learning new things all the time. This is what's awesome about working with Kim. It might be messy, but we're continuously learning because she's adventurous and tries new things. And that learning by doing is the thing.
It is.
Cindy Lou, am I following you now?
Yeah, you are. You're good.
Okay, so I'm good.
I think it's super fun that, you guys can witness us actually doing these things live and doing the things that we don't know how to necessarily do, but we are definitely on the track. Okay. So I've got my microphone open, right? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm following the rules. Cindy Lou has to keep me on track.
So everyone else needs to close their microphone on here, so mute them, but you're going to have to move your phone far enough away from your microphone in your studio so we don't have feedback.
Is mine moved back okay?
Yours is good. We need yours.
Okay. And I am not a moderator, Cindy Lou? I know I need to be a moderator so all the people that are in the Clubhouse that we're going to tell the story on, they can find us.
Okay, so I'm going to move myself to the audience, Kim, and I need you to bring me back up so that you're in that. No, it's okay. We can just leave it like it is because we've been doing this together, so it's fine.
Yes.
Hey, Robbie, welcome.
So let me tell my little crazy story real quick about Clubhouse so that everybody can understand what a crazy collaboration princess I am. I am all about collaboration. First and foremost, I am all about collaboration because I know it is a magic wand for your business. So I have been on Clubhouse for 4 weeks, I believe, maybe 5. I got it and then didn't know how to use it, so I didn't do anything with it. And then I got addicted, I'm going to tell you. And I have been looking for a way to do some sort of an amazing collaboration to demonstrate that you can do a collaboration on any platform, in any business, doing whatever it is you do. So what had happened was last Thursday. I'm talking just a week ago and 2 days. Like, I'm just barely a week over when we started this whole idea. I was in the morning podcast chat with Amanda Sharp, Pedro, the whole crew from Real Talk Podcasting. They are amazing givers. And so I'm in this room and I asked a question. I want to know how I can find someone to do my voice intro and outro for my podcast. And what happened was it grew from just that simple question. They are such givers. I have been trying to find a way to give back to them because they honestly, they give and give and give and give, and have been serving really huge to the entire podcasting community. So Sid Meadows comes on. He's on that morning, and we're having this conversation about how to find this voice person. Well, he pops up with an idea. Then Carrie Zard pops up with an idea. And then Amanda says some. Everybody starts putting this together. And because I am this crazy, let's move right now, quick kind of princess, I decide how fun it would be if we did it this week, because we have to have it. Our season 2 podcast starts in just a couple weeks. And so I put this series of rooms together. I drug Cindy Lou into the mix. I drug Amanda Sharp into the mix. I grabbed, I think there was 10 judges to the mix. I grabbed our team into the mix. Like, that is who I am. If you hang out with me, be ready for the ride, because you will go on an adventure, I'm sure. But I did all of this with the ulterior motive, and I am a princess with an ulterior motive. I want to put that out there right in the beginning. I always have ulterior motives. But my ulterior motive was to serve in a really big way without it making it a creepy kind of serving. Because, you've met people who are kind of, over the top. Well, I am over the top, but I try to do it in a non-creepy, over the top kind of way. Just saying. And so we put this contest together for The Voice. Well, it turned into this amazing contest that has prizes. We're going to actually feature them, like the winners, in our May issue of our magazine. There's like all kinds of stuff going on. But what happened was all these people showed up to this party, which is what I love about collaboration. It can be like a party. So all of these people came and auditioned. And we are looking for a male voice because we had a female voice for season 1. Well, we still had a bunch of women show up and do it. And so they get to be on the list as well. In May, you will be amazed at the list that we have compiled to show them off to the world, because they did this. They came and they showed up for something that's crazy fun, but it also has a real thing behind it. I needed a voice. I needed that voice. And so today, well, okay, so let's back up. Thursday, this was just a conversation. Monday was the first audition. And I do mean like right that next Monday. Tuesday was the second day of auditions. And then last night, we announced the top 25, and they had an opportunity to move on to the top 5. So this morning, I have the honor and privilege of announcing the top 5 winners for this crazy fun contest. And I have to tell you, before I even give you the names, I have to tell you, every single person that showed up won. Every single person won because they showed up. This particular summit, this season has been all about the art of showing up, and they demonstrated what that looks like. So I want to, give honor to each of them for the fact that they showed up and they did the thing when they didn't really know what it was. They didn't really have all the information. It was messy. I do things messy when I'm starting out. It'll be a lot sexier in season 3, but it was messy this time. So the top 5 winners, I wish I had Carrie here who has all the sounds so that we could do like the trumpet sound or something.
Yeah. Do.
Yeah, exactly.
In messy
Cindy,
fashion, there was actually a room that you had already set up, and I didn't see it because I didn't even think to look there first. So anyway, Amanda's in there, and I'm hoping that she's going to ping some people in. So maybe let's talk about how you and I started the collaboration and how we kind of like went, what do we do now? Just for a minute and see if she's got time to maybe bring Carrie in.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that would be
Because
fine.
we're wanting to talk about collaboration here on the summit. So,
And Amanda, if Amanda can hear us, like I am not clear about, because I can't see the thing whether she's in the room, but I will tell you, Amanda Sharp is one of the, she may be the best moderator on the planet. She did such a good job of having not enough information and coming to our aid, because she knew I had gotten myself into a pickle of, making sure this contest went well. I do need a voice, but I wanted to make this a fun thing, and I wanted to show how you can build so much confidence and so much fun in a collaboration, and it helps everybody's businesses. It helps, everybody grow and everybody be able to make better relationships, deeper relationships. So Cindy Lou, what would you like to say about that? Because I definitely want to give honor to Amanda, and I know you do too, about the fact that she was an amazing moderator and kept things going while I'm scribbling notes and making the list so we don't miss anybody. But tell me I'm just going to let you tell your side of the story, Cindy Lou.
All righty. So Amanda's asking who the top 5 are. So can you put that in her back channel?
I don't have a way to. I just want to announce it.
You just want to announce it. Okay, so they don't need to be in the room necessarily.
Yeah.
So Kim can't. So she's on there talking.
Oh, is she awesome? Is she handling the room then?
Yeah, she's handling the room, but she can hear you. So you need to mute if you want her to just handle the room for a little bit, and we can talk here on the summit, and she'll handle the room, and then we'll come back to announce the 5. So let's talk collaboration for a few minutes right now. So we're live collaborating here, people. This is what I do. This is how I roll, is strategizing and ideas on the fly live. Okay, so I want you, Kim, to mute the room, and I'm going to let Amanda go ahead, and don't mute it quite yet because she can't hear me if you do. Amanda, go ahead and ping in all of the judges and anybody that that was helped us with that whole process, Carrie and all the crew, and also any of the 25, whoever comes. And then we will go from there, and we're going to talk collaboration for a few minutes and come back to the room in just a minute. Okay, mute the room and let her do that.
I think it's muted.
Okay.
Is she able to talk on there?
Yep. She's doing that. She's doing that. So you talk to the people here about collaboration, and then I will be back with you in a minute.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take care of Amanda and help her with the people. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Cindy Lou is definitely my partner in crime when it comes to doing this week. This was a hairy week, and we did it really in a on the fly kind of way. So it was really one of those things that we had to figure out. We didn't have any idea what we were doing. I shouldn't even say we. It was me that didn't have any idea what I was doing, but I wanted to make sure that everybody, was benefiting from it, because I don't believe a collaboration is ever about using someone else. I believe it's always about benefiting the other people that are in that collaboration. So I definitely want to put that out there. And I can't stand this. I want to just announce the top 5. Like, I just want to, I'm just saying, I want to, and I do want to honor this part about the judges and the team and all of this. We were up until 2 this morning. Cindy Lou is actually in New Zealand, so she was up with me late and then got up, and it's like 3 o'clock her time right now. So she's really all in. But I was up until 2 this morning making sure that we didn't miss anything or do anything wrong, making sure the votes were right, making sure all, because my biggest fear is I don't want to drop the ball on the most important part, which was, picking the peeps. We want to make sure that we did that right. Christy, did you want to add
had
something?
an amazing team for the whole collaboration. Cindy Lou is a Clubhouse genius. She's helped me every step of the way to learn things. I mean, like immediately when I said I wanted to join Clubhouse, she was on it and made me start doing things so that I would learn, because that's how we learn. But this whole week, your whole team, Sid and Pedro and definitely Amanda. Amanda is such a good host, MC, I guess, just smooth and gets people talking. And I laughed more this week. I think I don't need to do my crunches for the week because I just spent so much time laughing. It was very fun.
And, I want to clarify out loud. I did this last night in the room, but I want to clarify for this also that it is definitely not laughing at anyone who auditioned. It was laughing with them. The whole room was so excited and cheered everybody else on. I know that all the guys who auditioned wanted to win, but they also wanted everyone else to win also. So I think that was a really cool part of the room, is that everybody worked together to support everybody. And that's what a real collaboration looks like. That's what it really looks like when you are working together.
That was impressive. And honestly, when I was voting, I wasn't just taking into account the voices. I was thinking about the people who stepped up for other people. There were a couple of people who needed a little extra help, and people just stepped right up and started helping. And that right there, to me, that's somebody I want to work with.
Yes, absolutely. And can I tell? Cindy Lou, you're gonna have to give me some, like, I am so, like, you know that I don't like to wait. I already had to wait from 2:00 this morning till now.
Well, now you know how it feels to be someone who auditioned.
I just think that everybody did such a great job. And I don't even know how to say thank you enough. Like, I have no idea how to even say the words that are thank you enough.
I think it was a really neat idea. And the fact that you have the My Sexy Business magazine, which is so full of good information for people who are entrepreneurs, but also just for anybody. This last episode or issue about decluttering and about disaster preparedness and so many important things. The fact that you have that and you're able to put everyone who auditioned, who was there, into this magazine so that people can hear about them. Everybody is going to need an MC at some point, or might need a voice for something. If you have a product, you're going to need that voice. And there were some excellent female voices and male voices. And these people weren't just voices. You look at their profiles, they have businesses, they have the creative things that they're doing that means they are show up people.
With you, Sid.
Go ahead, Miss Kim.
I can do the top 5. So do I unmute? Okay, I have been given the green light to be able to announce the top 5. And I feel really bad because on the Clubhouse peeps, I cannot hear you or see you who's on or anything. So I'm going that a little blind, but I can't stand it. I want to announce it. And Cindy Lou is like pulling the reins back. And so I hope everybody's ready. I wish I had a drum roll. And this is not an order of votes. Wait, Jill has got something? Jill, did you have, or is everybody just doing the drum roll sound? Is that?
We're just drum rolling.
Okay.
I have one.
The mind drum roll.
Okay, Jill, do it.
Can you hear it?
No. Okay. But these are the top. These are the top 5, not in an order of votes or anything like that. It's just the order that they came into the contest. So I want to put that out there too. So the first top 5 contestant is Manny Cabo. He was so great to help everyone else and support everyone else. He got lots of stars, I am positive, from Amanda and her super cute star system. But he absolutely has a great voice and he is a great human being. So he is one of the top 5. And then we have Robbie McMillan, who did a great job of cleaning up his sexy voice audition. Robbie concerned me just for a minute, but he pulled it in and he did a great job. So Robbie, congratulations. You are in the top 5 sexiest voices on Clubhouse. I saw you already had it in your profile. So now you can take the 2 off and leave the 5. Number 3 is actually Brandon Ushio. He is, I believe he's actually part of the Real Talk Podcasting Club on Clubhouse. He came in and he was there every night. He had to pull his car over to do his audition. So that was pretty impressive. That was taken note of. Number 4 is, and I may butcher your last name, but help me here. Number 4 is Randall McCowan. I hope that that's the way it's pronounced. Randall had some amazing things to say about what a sexy business looks like, and I can't wait to have a bigger conversation with him about that. And number 5 is Brian Poman. And I hope I said that right. So, Rob, you're going to have to get a steak dinner out of that from your brother for you bringing him into the room, because it's because of you he was in there. So I just want to put that out there. Congratulations to the top 5. I am super proud of every one of you, and I will be contacting all of you to make sure we get all your information right to put in the magazine. And you don't know it yet, but you have a little bit extra. The top 5 have a little bit of extra. I actually would like to interview all 5 of you and do some extra things. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get the next party started on Monday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be doing all things top sexiest voice on Clubhouse for our podcast intro and outro. So congratulations, guys, and thank you, Amanda. So am I okay to leave it on or off? I don't know. Cindy Lou, you're my director here. I can't hear you, Cindy Lou.
Take it off and let them talk for a little bit, because they've got some of the guys in the room, so they're going to kind of do a little after announcement show. And then,
awesome.
Right, Amanda, I'm passing it to you and Sid, and we'll come back and cool.
Okay. So I am really excited to make all that announcement today. And the reason that it's so important to me is for the demonstration of what is possible. You know, you have to remember there is a thing about someone talking about something and you kind of understanding it, and then there's a difference when you get into something like this and you understand what collaboration can do. I think it's exciting because the guys don't even know, and the participants don't even know some of the things that are headed their way. They don't understand some of the connections that I've already been making behind the scenes, because they have great stories, they have great podcasts, they have great businesses. So I can't wait till May to introduce the entire list to the world, because it represents an entire community on Clubhouse of amazing people. So I would love to hear just a little blurb from each of you, because you were all there last night at the party. I would love to hear just a little bit of what you thought about how the collaboration went. Jill, I want to start with you and Declan.
Yeah, it was the first time of participating in something like that, so it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed everybody's answers to the question you posed. It was very insightful. It actually kind of helped me figure out some different answers for myself as to what a sexy business means. And it was nice to hear what everyone else thought. But hey, a lot of them had really good voices for what we're looking for. So it was really fun.
I love that. And I want to point out in a collaboration, something that a lot of people miss is a collaboration actually will provide you with market research. It actually will help you understand your clients, your community, your collaboration partners. Listening is a huge part of being in a collaboration. Listening to what everyone is saying so that you can serve them the best. I'm all about trying to serve in the biggest way possible and leverage that service to expand that. And I feel like that is the biggest thing you can do leverage wise is to listen. So when they were giving their answers, I was taking notes because I was so blessed by what they were saying. And several of them just nailed what we're all about the building relationships in our business. So I thought that was really amazing. Miss Connie, what did you like about the room last night?
I loved, excuse me, I loved how they expressed themselves and what you just said. I mean, bringing in what we, because we've known you for a while, understand about a sexy business and being able to have people that don't really maybe understand completely what it's all about, being able to express it in such great ways. I think that was the most fun part, really. And they were all really, really, really good. I mean, really good.
I was impressed. I didn't even know there were that many sexy voices in the world, let alone all in Clubhouse and in that room. So just saying. So, Cindy Lou, what do you have to say about this craziness that I drug you into this week?
So this has been so awesome. And I have them in my ear right now. So I'm listening to them having kind of an after talk being announced. And Randall is talking right now about you and how he came into the room to support you and he wasn't going to audition. And I know you called him up on the stage and you were like, just do it. Just come on. And that's what collaboration can do, right? It can encourage people and instill confidence in them that they maybe didn't have. And together you build something that's bigger and stronger. It's amazing.
I have to watch myself to not cry because
right? That's why I'm glad you're not listening.
No, I wouldn't do well if I was listening. I don't well, I'm just not going to let my mascara run. How's that? Let's do it for vanity's sake. Let's not cry for vanity's sake. But I am so grateful because, I will say about a contest or an audition, I have been the one who was not chosen. I've been the last on the list. Nobody wanted to pick me for the team or whatever you want to, call it. But I've also been the one who was the first pick. And a lot of times the first pick didn't go to the person that was actually the most qualified because I was maybe competing with other people who were way more qualified than I was. But the fact that I showed up and kept showing up, it put me in a position. And I think that's another part of the secret to collaboration is that accountability that you all were talking about last night, the showing up for other people matters. And you never know who's in the room listening. You never know who's going to pull you up, even if you are not the winner. Like that's another part too. You might be feeling like you're the last one on the bench, but you never know who's listening when you show up and still try or still do something. So I think that's a sexy piece to the puzzle. I think we should always invite people into, to do things and include people who who really need to be included because they're amazing people. Like, that's just the bottom line. So, do you have anything else to add, Cindy Lou?
No, I'm good. I'm good. You're probably going to see my lips moving because I'm going to talk in the room. So just know that I'm not trying to talk to you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know that too. So, Christy, what about the room last night?
Actually, you just hit on something that I have to mention. I am even though I write books, I'm a bullet point kind of girl. Give me one thing to do, let me do it, let me move on to the next thing. And with collaboration, it doesn't happen that way. But the fruit of collaboration is something you can't get by simply, hitting that one task and moving on. If you had taken audition tapes, right? Oh, well, not tapes, but audition recordings, then yeah, you would have found your voice, maybe, but you would have just found a voice. You wouldn't have seen the way people work. You wouldn't have seen the way they step up for one another.
Yes.
You wouldn't have seen the people who showed up at first and were amazing, but then didn't show up at the end when it was crucial. You might have ended up with something less than what you ended up with. And that right there, just listening to your top 5, I absolutely see that would have been maybe one of those people might have been in your top 5 if it had just been a recording, it just a hit and move on. But because of collaboration, they all know more people and are able to make a broader impact. And you have a higher quality of people. Actually, you're not just going to work with one of them, you're probably going to work with several of them, and you have that higher quality level of network. And that is definitely a reason for me not to go lone wolfing it like Sherry was talking about last night, but to use the power, even though it's a little more time consuming, even though you don't have all the control like you would if you were doing it all yourself. The impact is so much higher quality.
Well, and I want to add to that. I want to piggyback on that, Christy, because one other thing about that is going into a voice audition. It's simple to go in and just find a voice, actually. Like, that is a much simpler process. It's messy when you get in the trenches with people. But collaboration is about the relationships. What?
Can you unmute Clubhouse so that they can hear us now and say hello to them?
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited. I can't see who's in the room, but I will say congratulations and I love you all. Cindy Lou's trying to show me who's in the room and I cannot see the screen because of course I don't have my glasses on. Of course. So I am so grateful for all of you and I cannot wait to work with all of you. The thing that maybe you don't know yet about me is that when I do something kind of sneaky like this collaboration we did, it is based on how I can serve each of you. That is a really big part of putting a collaboration together is you want to serve others. It's not about what I get out of it because the truth is I could have gotten a voice without any of this process. But how would I have been able to connect you all to my amazing circle? How would I have been able to connect you all to each other in a bigger way? Those are things that are super important to me to stir the waters for your businesses. I want you to be, I want your business to grow. I want your podcast to grow. I want your life to grow based on just all of us being in your life. So I want to say that up front, that if you're mad at me for putting this collaboration piece together, forgive me if you didn't like that part, but I know you had a good time. So I just want to say that, and I am grateful. I am always amazed at how the most awesome, generous, serving people show up in my life. and want to do things together because they see the impact that we can make together. And together is the key. When we are together, we can do more, for other people than we can solo. So thank you all so much. And I hope that you have a great weekend. If you can't stick around, we are going to go back to the Collaboration Summit, which we are live on Facebook and YouTube with the summit. We've been talking all kinds of stuff about you all because we can't help it and how amazing you are. So anyway, love you guys so, so much. I am going to go back to my guests on this summit, and I would love to hear, Miss Sherry, would you tell us what experience you had last night in the room?
Yes. Oh my gosh. In the room last night, it was different. It was different in a good way. Sometimes we can see differences and we can say, I don't know, but I think just sitting back, listening, and just following the process of what you were doing and knowing that you had an ulterior motive, I was like, okay, they just really don't know what they've gotten themselves into. But I think it's just really the following of the Holy Spirit and just trusting God, because God had to actually lead you to that. And he just dropped it in your spirit. And then as you walked it out, it's like, look at what you have. And it's like you are that one that has been chosen to just like bring talents, skills, knowledge together in a sexy way that's called collaborating. And so to be a part of that last night, I mean, it was just really, really awesome. A true awesome experience.
Thank you. I will say that it was such a team effort, though, because the scheming only happened. I will confess this: the scheming only happened after the ideas were planted from Sid and Carrie and Amanda in that room. Real Talk Podcasting Club on Clubhouse and the podcast morning chat are. You don't even have to be a podcaster. Amanda may kill me for saying that, but I think you don't even have to be a podcaster to go into that room and gain such value. They are constantly giving to each other and constantly there to help everyone. You can go in with the craziest of questions and they know the answers. Like, that's the part that just blows my mind. It doesn't matter what software, it doesn't matter what kind of microphone, it doesn't matter what it is, they've got an answer for you and how to make it better. So I am grateful for that room, and that was where that
so Kim, they are a fabulous example of a collaboration.
100%, Cindy Lou. 100%. That is part of the reason, just so you know, that is part of the reason that I wanted to bless them with the collaboration piece that we were doing, because they started it. Like, they were the ones that did such amazing things to begin with, that for us to come in and be able to bless all of them back. I mentioned several times in the room before this thought ever came up about this whole contest. I mentioned several times in the room, how can we pay you all for some things, or how can we do something for you all? Because it is that reciprocity. I'm not a user, and I think that's a really big part of choosing your partners wisely. I want to be a blessing. So if you continuously give to me, I need to find a way to be a blessing back to you. And they were so amazing. I just can't quit using that word, because they don't want anything back right now. Like, they're just like, no, pay it forward, pay it forward. That was the theme song they were singing. And I'm like, okay, but I'm going to pay it forward. And I'm going to figure this out. Like, I am going to figure out how I can bless all of you. You just don't know it yet. You have not met this princess until lately. So now we can do a lot of things together. And collaboration is absolutely the method, the mode operation, whatever you want to describe it as. To me, again, I'm going to call it my magic wand for my business. And I want to share that with everybody around me, because when you know something, I guess that's another piece too of this whole business concept for me. I'm going to back up just a little bit and tell this hairy story. I had a successful business according to the world's terms. But I found myself, and I had asked for this business. I had asked for what I got. I am very big on being clear about what I want and getting it. Well, I was very clear on what I wanted, and I got it. But the problem was I didn't know what I was getting into when I asked for it. And so I was watching the sunrise out my conference room window of my office building that I had asked for. And I was watching the sunrise over the lake. And I realized I hadn't been out of my office and I didn't even know when. I was really doing a lot of good in the thing that I was doing, but it was going to take my life. I really know it was going to kill me. And that sounds like I'm being dramatic, but it's not. It was the truth. I was spending so much time there. I didn't have time to take care of myself. I didn't have time to do the things that I needed to do. I was an empty nester, so it wasn't like I was neglecting, my kids, but I was neglecting me. And I looked out that window and thought, I want to be out there. I want to be on the other side of the glass. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. I want to be on the other side of the glass. I want to travel. I want to do the things I want to do in life. But I can't from this conference room. I can't do this the way that it's working. So I actually literally made a plan and executed that plan. This is the thing you got to know about me. If I get clear about something, it's quick. Within 90 days, I had trained all the people who worked with me to do their own things and passed off all of my clients to other people to be taken care of. So because I couldn't just walk away from, taking care of everybody, and was moving on. Like I literally got out of that business within 90 days once I made my mind up. And the thing that I learned the most was be careful what you ask for, because you might get it. But the thing that I really learned the most was I needed a life that was aligned with what I wanted. And what I wanted was to travel. What I wanted was to serve people big. What I wanted was to collaborate all the time, not just some of the time. And so that is what I created. I created this business to do that very thing. That's why I'm at the campground on the porch outside instead of being somewhere that didn't have enough internet. Those are the reasons why I do what I do. Is I've had that other life, and this is the life I want. So collaboration got me that. I want to point that out too. Collaboration is actually what got me that. You want to do more to change the world, learn to collaborate the right way. You want to do more to impact the people you serve, learn to collaborate the right way. You want to increase your profits, learn to collaborate the right way. All of those things are impacted by the knowledge and wisdom that you gain from a collaboration. So, okay, I'll get off my soapbox. I'm sorry, but I wanted everybody to know why this is such a deep thing for me. It's not, I don't take this lightly. I serve huge on purpose, and it's because I can. And the good news is you can too. So, enough about me and enough about where I came from. I would love to hear your story, Cindy Lou. I would love for you to tell me and everyone listening what got you where you are now. I want to know the behind the story pivot moment where this is where you are today.
Oh my goodness. Let me think about that. So I'm currently helping people on Clubhouse, becoming the Clubhouse mechanic to help you get your business started on Clubhouse with a jump start, because we all need that. And so this collaboration with Kim was a part of what I'm doing and what I'm putting together. The difference came for me when I found my audience.
Mm.
There's one thing to know who you want to serve. It's another thing to actually find them.
Yes.
And when you find them, you realize how much you need a team and how much working with other people is going to help you
Mhm.
and help them.
Yes.
I'm currently doing a beta here on Clubhouse, or there on Clubhouse, depending on if you're watching the video or listening to the live, that is taking on a few people, and I'm helping them jumpstart their clubs, you know, getting them set up and doing all the pieces. And this wasn't even in my brain before December. I joined Clubhouse in December, and by January, I knew I wanted to pivot to Clubhouse. I also do not want to let go of interviewing authors and interviewing people who are living outside the box. So I've decided to keep that going once a week. I'm not on Facebook like I was, but I'm rocking it everywhere. It's really because I'm not trying to do it all. I can do it. And I'm combining the two together. It's been amazing. And living in New Zealand has separated me from most of my friends and family, especially with what we've all experienced in the last 16 months or 12 months. I guess it's only been 12 months. Feels like longer.
Just don't say the word Cindy Lou because they'll make us like.
I didn't. I didn't. I'm not going to. I don't give that word credence. It doesn't deserve it. No, it doesn't deserve it. And it's just changed the world. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to leave the island again. But I can reach the whole world through what I'm doing. And it's amazing. And I love it. So thank you, Kim, for being a part of my life.
Oh, thank you, Cindy Lou. And I have to tell you, I told you last night when we remembered I was going to say this today, and that was one of the sweetest moments in the collaboration you did to begin with the class, learning how to do a real collaboration, like a sexy collaboration in the right way. When you discovered how much you enjoyed interviewing people, there was this blossoming in you that blessed me so much. I still have to watch myself not to cry about it because you really caught a hold of something huge from doing that class. And I don't mean the class, but like the people in that class, the relationship. And I'm always going to go back to that. A class is just a class, but the relationships that you build inside there have lasted. And I think you have interviewed everybody from that class over the last, 3 years. I think you have interviewed every one of them. And did you get me a tally? Because I did want to put that tally out there. How many interviews have you done at this point?
I have not gotten an exact tally, but I would say, including the ones I've been interviewed, I've been the interviewee, not the interviewer, I'd say 125 plus.
Yeah, that's awesome. So to go from not even realizing that you liked that or wanted to do that or you hadn't done that to now 125 plus, I think that deserves like a standing ovation, but I can't stand up because I'm out here on the porch. So just so you know. Yes, but
Thank you.
I definitely.
It's that interviewing, I think, that gives my rooms, because I have so many people who are like, I just love the way you do your rooms. And it's that whole process of learning to interview people and understand how they think and how they process and being able to draw that out of people and shift perceptions and shift ideas and understandings that I love and I get to share. And it's because of starting with the collaboration that we did 2 years ago, I think was the first one. And having that part of that was we were doing interviews. That was like our first little collab. And that set me on this path for sure. I would not be doing this today if I hadn't done that class. So you never know what's going to happen.
And I have to I have to tell you, Cindy Lou, it's been 3 years because I was gone for 2. Can you believe that?
Shh.
Oh,
Don't tell anybody.
I
I
love it.
believe that. I believe that. I actually had a head injury in there, so I lost some time. But yes,
Well, you did a great job. You're still doing a great job, and I love to be in rooms with you. You seem to serve everyone in the room before it's over if they'll just come and let you. I think that people have to let you serve them. A lot of people are afraid to let you serve them because they're afraid that you have a bad motive. I think that, and I don't mean you particularly, I mean just in general. And I think if people will allow themselves to be vulnerable and come up to stage with you, they will be in awe of all the things that you help them do. I saw, and I'm going to tell on you for this too. I saw, oh my goodness, I can't remember. I think his last name is DeHeck, but Danny DeHeck, I think is his name. He was in the morning podcast chat room with Amanda, and I saw his profile pic on Clubhouse, and I immediately messaged you and said, Cindy Lou, I need this. I don't know how to get this, but I need this. And before the day was over, I had my cute little thing where it looks like I'm popping out of the button on my bio
within an
pic.
hour. No, not
Within
even
an
10
hour.
minutes, 15 minutes maybe.
I know it was quick.
You were still in the same room that you saw it in.
I love it. I love it. So that is another power of relationship. As Cindy Lou knows, she does not ever have to worry. I'm a giver. If she needs something, I'm here. So when I ask for something, she never hesitates. And the truth is, she really never hesitates with anyone who comes into her rooms. So if you don't follow Cindy Lou on Clubhouse and you're on Clubhouse listening, be sure and follow her. If you are not on Clubhouse right now, you still should go to Clubhouse and follow Cindy Lou when you go back to Clubhouse because she is amazing. So I am going to move on to Miss Connie Myers. I want to know, and I'm going to be very specific with you, you are not allowed to talk over our heads today. You have to keep it down to kindergarten princess level. So I want to know what your pivot point was and how you got to this place of doing what you're doing today.
It started when I was about 24, and I'm 73 now.
We might need the quicker version.
I'll summarize in a couple of sentences. Everything I have done in my life, from the insurance businesses to being a FEMA inspector and trainer to helping 2 companies go national, one a home inspection business to the online ed platform, was all a God's design to bring me to what I am doing today. And I didn't even realize it. It wasn't until I had a major crystalline moment when I told somebody I was quitting, and they put their finger in my face and said, "You can't quit." And I went, okay. And I came home and I thought about it. And I had that thought that I've had for years. Kim knows about this. What does that FEMA stuff have to do with anything that I'm doing today? And 3 weeks later, I got an email from the California Association for saying, this is a list of courses that we want, and one of them was on disasters. And that's where the vision was born. And that is where the concept, I looked up how many people were prepared, and the average number I use is 19%, because it's anywhere from 15 to 35. But I use 19, and all I want to do is 25%. So the simple version is everything I have done in my entire life was designed to do what I am doing today. And it all started with somebody else not letting me quit many years ago. Somebody else that said, you can't go that direction. You need to think about that. Thank you, Kim White.
Thank you, Miss Connie. You definitely have quite the story, and I want to tell on you. I want to tell a few things on you because I think it's really important that people understand what a little firecracker you are. Anyone who has bought a house anyone who has bought a commercial building, anyone who has bought anything in real estate actually needs to thank you, because you were actually the one. This is not a joke. Everybody that's listening, this is like for real. You and a couple other people started a company back in, and we won't say how long ago because, you know, you're 25 and all that, you know, but, but honestly started the home inspection industry. They started the home inspection business all those years ago, took it national, and now it's common practice. We don't think about not having a home inspection ever. And back then, you were fighting with the real estate agents to make them understand why it would be valuable. So you changed an entire industry, and nobody even like realizes that this little white-haired grandma who, you know, comes out on a stage with her superhero cape, that those are the kind of things that, you know, they cannot imagine the powerful businesswoman you have been your whole life. And yet here you are, you're going to change 30 million lives for the better in the next 5 years. I just want like everybody to swallow that. I've already told Amanda, I don't have any idea if she's still on in Clubhouse, but I've already told Amanda that I was going to introduce the two of you, because she needs to know you, and she needs to like be able to get anything she needs from you. Like, you have such a wealth of knowledge. You have been in the real estate leadership. You are connected to all the people in the leadership world that are anyone, all the presidents of whatever, all the the top people of whatever it is. And so, Amanda, if you are listening, know that Connie has already been told to connect with you, and that you all are going to do some great things together. I'm sure of it. She is a wealth of information, and I want you to be able to have, you know, that. I want you to be able to have that in your arsenal. So, Miss Connie, thank you for everything. Thank you for all that you do to help us all be prepared. And I honor you for the struggle, because it was a big deal when you're going to change that many lives. You know, you went from a she shed and thinking you were going to retire to now you're rocking this whole big team of people and changing the world. So thank you for not quitting. Thank you for not quitting.
I have to tell you, isn't that what real friends are about? I mean, somebody that said to me, "You can't quit. I won't let you quit." And I mean, I think the message in that is that if we see somebody that we feel is going down the wrong path, that as friends and as colleagues and as mentors or as people that we want to support others, to not let them make that mistake, because this has changed my life, and this is truly. I really didn't know until just a couple of months ago, or maybe 6 months ago now, but why this was happening and why people were showing up, even though I totally believe that people show up in your life when you're living your life's purpose and what you're doing and when you're supposed to be doing. And the people that have showed up, and I cannot wait to connect to Amanda. The people who've showed up in my life have been absolutely, unbelievably phenomenal. So, and it's all because I've had a couple people get in my face and say, "You can't quit," or "You can't go there." So it's okay to hear that.
So can we tell our funny story? Is it okay? I know you like always like tell bad stories. Like, we tell bad stories on each other that are permission given. I will say that, because I don't want anybody to think I'm telling secrets I shouldn't tell. But Miss Connie had this series of videos that she needed to do. And it was a few years ago, but she had this series of videos that she told me on the weekly that she was going to get them done. And oh yes, it's going to happen this week. Oh yes, it's going to happen this week. And I finally realized after months of this that she was struggling with the overwhelm of not really knowing how to get it done in the way that she needed to. And it was scary because what she was about to do was going to rock, again, really the real estate world. That's really the main world. But if anyone has done any online education, I will spit this out here too. If anyone's done any online education before we had it like at our fingertips, before it was common to have all of this stuff, Miss Connie actually was part of the team that created the online ed for the real estate industry. So I just want to put that out there too. She was before her time because now everybody's doing courses and classes and stuff online. But then you were also an industry leader in making that happen. But this is the same woman who I knew this about. Okay, I know her extremely well. And she kept giving me what I knew were to be excuses based on fear and based on knowing, like not knowing what she didn't know and all that. So my husband and I took a couple of weeks away and drove to Las Vegas, let ourselves into our room because we have a room, and announced to her that she would be videoing the next few days. We brought all the equipment. I was going to be the producer. She was going to be the star of the show, but she was going to get these bloody videos done because not one more week was I going to hear that they were going to happen. And so I just want to say for the record, I don't cuss, so I can't say what she was saying in her mind. I can't say those things. But she loves me, but she didn't like me very much. She was not a happy camper because she did not, her upper limit was showing and it was fighting her. And so she and I battled it out as far as, and when I say battled it out, I told her to get in the chair and I was recording the video and she'd tell me she didn't want to. And I told her, I don't care, get in the chair. That was our battle. But after she did those videos and after she broke through, all of this other stuff started happening because she realized it was all something to stop her. It wasn't something that was real or, and the reason I want to share that, and the reason I share it a lot is because at whatever level you are, you might just be starting out or you might have done a lot of really incredible things. You don't want to let silly stuff stop you. And having collaboration partners, having people who believe in you, sometimes they will show up at your house with their video equipment and they will help you get past it. So Miss Connie, I'll let you tell your version, but that's my version.
That's a pretty close version to what happened. And yes, I was not a happy camper. I kept reminding her that she's the same age as my kids and that she needed to respect her elders. But
well, I was very respectful in telling you to sit in that chair.
Yeah, you didn't cuss at me, but I know you don't cuss, and I know you're thinking, get in that chair. But I think that goes back to something that Cindy Lou said, and that is that, like when she started doing interviews, I love, just like you, Cindy Lou, my favorite thing to do, and it all started with the collaboration, is doing interviews. And now that I've been on camera so much, I'm actually really tired of hearing myself talk, but that's the side. But being on camera and being able to talk to people that are interesting, and Christy, I know you do a lot of this too. It is so much fun to be able to bring people to life. And if I hadn't done, there were 30 videos that I had to do. It was for a masterclass that I was writing. And I knew the material, but making that initial leap to being on camera and wanting it to be perfect and not just getting it done really changed how I look at when I'm doing interviews. I mean, for me, it's all conversational. It's not uptight, I guess is the best word for it. And one of the favorite things for me to do now. And if I hadn't gone through that horrible experience of being forced.
Joyce, I over here giggling too. If you hear somebody else, he's over here laughing too.
If I hadn't gone through that and done that breakthrough, truly, if I hadn't gotten through that and reached the other side, then I certainly would not be doing what I'm doing today. So as much as I didn't like it at the time, I certainly appreciated both Kim and Troy now, for sure.
Is it true that Troy paid for the trip by selling tickets to your wrestling matches?
Oh my goodness.
We won't go there.
We won't talk about that today. That's not for today.
A whole nother story.
Well, I love you, Miss Connie, and I appreciate the fact that you allow me to speak into your life and that you are serving so many people.
Well, it wouldn't be done without you, my dear.
Thank you. I'm going to go over to the little mouthy one now. Christy, I want to know, and boy, do we have stories to tell. We have to be careful about our stories too. But I want to go to you, and I want you to tell us where your pivot was to doing what you're doing today, and like that little bit of your backstory.
So, I don't know. There are two kind of not equally pivotal moments, but two definitely pivotal moments. And one was in my driveway around midnight when someone came to visit me. So I had wanted to be a speaker. I had wanted to be an author. I had, I knew how to write, but I had no clue what lay ahead, what the possibilities were. And I'd been struggling with serious upper limits. Well, I can write, and this book is going to end up sitting in my closet because nobody cares about it but me. That was the kind of struggles that I had. And I decided to go back to college so that I could be, build a better career as a corporate trainer, because corporate training is fun. And, that's all I was cut out for. And
I just want to interject this in here because I want to lay this part of the backstory. Chrissy is one of the best corporate trainers in like a, what do you call it? A Fortune 500 company. She is like
with over 5,000 employees. Yeah.
So I don't want to get my stats wrong, but she is not just talking about showing up at the local corner cafe and doing something. She trains thousands of people a year, and she is an amazing corporate trainer. Okay, now back to the story. I just want to point that out.
All right. So, but I had dreams that I just didn't believe in. And I applied to go back to college so I could make my career better. And Kim showed up. Well, you guys may have heard this story before, but when I hit the submit button, I just broke down sobbing. And it's the dreamer in me is like, why are you giving up on our dreams? And a couple weeks before school was supposed to start, Kim shows up at my door. We hadn't really talked about this. We had just been getting to know each other. And she says, I have an idea that I want to run by you. Because Kim prays for everybody that God puts in her life on a regular basis. She prays and lets God talk to her about what we need, because that's who she is. And she shows up at my door and she's like, I want to help you and your friend Jennifer. We were doing some SoundCloud podcasts, and I want to help you do a conference. And I'm like, wait, you can do your own conference? I thought that was something you had to audition for and travel with somebody else and make all this commitment. She's like, oh, no, you can do your own. And the next day, God started just downloading all the ideas for the theme of the conference and what I was going to say and what he wanted to share through us. And I called a couple friends to pray because I didn't want to just decide not to go to college if it was a bad idea. But I knew. And that was the pivotal, my goodness, I had no idea what was possible at that point. And to think really wanted was to, speak in somebody else's conferences and write a book. And now I have a whole series of books, and I'm using my corporate training and curriculum design experience to teach people to write their own books and to collaborate with people on devotions. And that just gets better and better. And the funny thing is, the job that I thought I had to get a degree to do, I'm now training other trainers to do. So it's like, God will supply the education you need if you just go with the path that he lays out before you. So I appreciate that. The other pivotal part, I think, was when I realized, and you helped me realize this, that I didn't have to just write the books on my own, which is a very long process of sitting in front of a computer. I could actually, number one, write on the go while I'm doing a hike. And number two, collaborate with other people so that they begin to see what's possible for them, which is super cool. And it's just more fun that way.
Well, I love it, Christy. And I'm going to poke on a couple points, because you are an amazing person who I think lacked confidence in the fact that what you were doing was a high level because it came naturally to you, versus to all of us who couldn't do what you do. Just saying. So I think that was one thing that I want to stress to anyone listening is, if you have something in your life that keeps coming up that you want to do, don't just think it's not possible. Because I don't know if you realize it or not, Christy, but I just got this notification on our Facebook memories thing. The conference that you did was 5 years ago this week.
And it was so fun.
I didn't know if you realized the timing of it, because I didn't until I got the notification.
It was actually on my anniversary weekend. And my sweet husband, who said okay to me doing this conference this weekend, said okay to me doing that one, because he knows we can celebrate anytime. And he really enjoys that I'm doing what I'm doing now. I did
likes
music
to see you happy.
Well, I did music for years, and I still love music. But he said, music took you away from me, and this brings you, keeps you home with me, and also just lights you up in a whole different way.
And we say thank you to Richard for sharing you with us, because yesterday was their 23rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it's today.
Oh, it's today. See, I got the day wrong. So happy 23rd anniversary, and thank you, Richard, for sharing her with us today. So, Jill Olish, I would like, and you are a girl of few words, I'm going to point that out again. You have to talk a little longer than what you normally would. I want to hear your pivot point and what you're doing today.
Okay, so I started Collab Class with no clue as to where my business was going. But I am a first-time mom. I am a huge advocate of perinatal mood and anxiety disorders. And when I met Kim, I had, he was about 4 months old, I think. And I just started my virtual assistant business, and I knew I wanted to do something to help moms. So my clients were all moms or empty nesters, really, they all are, but they also are in the maternal mental health niche. They're all maternal mental health and birthing professionals, and I just knew that's exactly where I wanted to assist moms. And then starting the Collaboration Summit and the mastermind with Kim and the My Sexy Business team kind of drew out a lot more, and I didn't even know it. It was all Kim. She was like, no, there's more that's there. This is not your purpose. You're not meant to be a VA. This is just the stepping stone on it. And I have no idea about that at all. So she really made me get clear and dig deeper and figure out what the heck it was that God was really speaking into my life. And I always thought it was being a licensed mortician and being able to care for families and their loved ones in that aspect, and having my son dealing with my own anxiety and depression through postpartum, I realized that now Kim's kind of right. Like, she's just another vessel that is speaking God's word into my life and figuring out that this is really where my calling is changing to. And being able to help moms the way that I needed help and was able to find it through different avenues and working with the collab team and whatever else I could just bring into my life and figuring out calmness and peace and organization. I figured if I'm struggling with this, there must be other moms struggling with this as well. Just not moms also, but anyone really struggling with figuring out how to organize their lives and businesses. And there's not, until I went on Clubhouse, there really weren't a whole lot of people that I could find to get help from that. And now I'm on Clubhouse and was like, oh, I do organization. Oh, I do. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not such a small niche that I thought it would be. But I do offer something different than everybody else anyway. And hey, we can just collaborate together at that point. I can reach out to whoever I can. So there's a lot that I'm still learning with this group and the mastermind and my own business, but it is exciting. I mean, I have a book that I'm looking to write out to hand out to moms who are in need of help through our local postpartum resource center, and have it for sale for anyone else that is interested in purchasing. Just like a little what's not in the books or what your friends won't tell you kind of nitty gritty about pregnancy, labor, delivery, and postpartum, because I wasn't told a lot of this stuff and I need other moms to know about it. And then I also have like little giveaways that I want to give away as a virtual assistant. Like, here's some templates for you that you can use in your life and business. So there's a lot going on that I'm looking forward to creating and getting out into the world to help moms and parent entrepreneurs.
When you get emotional, Jill, or when you have that moment of, your little voice gets a little shaky or whatever, you've tapped into where your heartstrings are with the mamas. And it blesses me. I have to watch myself because you can't make my mascara run. But I am just saying that blesses me more than anything, because being a mama is hard. Like, everybody wants to not talk about the elephant in the room, but being a mama is hard. And then add in first time mama, don't know what to expect. And then add in you're not feeling the way that, you view it on the commercials. The commercials are, you're running through a flower field and everything is wonderful. And that's not what's happening. And so you feel like you're the only one in the whole world. And the fact that you're willing to share vulnerably, transparently, your story and help other mamas, I just think that needs to be honored. I think that needs to be honored by all of us older mamas who are empty nesters, that you are bringing something to the table that maybe we can't because it's been a while. And so young mamas need young mamas that can hold them up and support them. And the state of New York and the whole center, that you are helping, I just want to say, I hope they realize what value you're bringing to the table right off as a new mama, because it's not just you and your 20 people down the street. You are actually impacting the entire state of New York and about to impact the entire nation. So I want to put that out there for you to even go back and listen to yourself, because that is actually what's happening. It's not like I'm not pretending that's going to happen, or that's what's happening. And it's just like Miss Connie and her 30 million. That's in the process, and this is in the process. But you already are impacting the entire state of New York. That's already been doing that.
Yeah, for sure. And if it wasn't for the group here, I would never have followed through and shown up to events with the Postpartum Resource Center and end up having, I think I now have 3 opportunities to collaborate with other professionals, one of them being one of my clients as well, in starting up different support groups, and that just came of fruition yesterday, which was super exciting. I like get on a call for a meeting, and she's like, "Oh, how about we do this as a business venture?" I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." So yeah, it's like one thing after another, and the feedback that I get, it's like, well, obviously this is the purpose of my life now, is to take it to the next level for not just me, but for all moms.
And I have to go back to a moment in the mastermind group just to, because I've been being bad to everybody, I guess. But I just want to take it back to that moment where you were like, no, that's not, no, I said some things to you, and I think Miss Sherry did too, and you're like, you're shaking your head at us, and I'm thinking, okay, sleep on it, like just at least sleep on it. And then now to see you blossoming in what we really saw, but again, going back to like with Christy, it's common for you because you have already been through it. You now understand it, but it's not common for everyone. And so it feels ordinary to you when you're dreaming about something. It may feel ordinary, your skill or your talent, but the truth is it's extraordinary impact it can have. So I want to honor you with the fact that you trusted us even after you thought we were crazy for a minute. Well, we might still be crazy, but we're crazy right about you. So thank you, Jill.
Thank you. I think I fit in with the crazy too, so we're all good.
So Miss Sherry Donahue Brown, what moment did you have a pivot to doing what you're doing today? Because I do want to frame this a little bit, that this is not your first rodeo. This is not your first time to do something really big. So I want to put that out there. And then you tell the pivotal moment.
And and I have been just sitting here just trying to think, what is that pivotal moment? And I think I was at an event for my other business, and there was a minister there who called me out and asked me if I would speak at their Women's Day program. And I looked at her and I said, I am not a speaker. And she said, but you are. So I'm a business owner and I'm focused on this one business. And so my purpose for being there was for the one business. And so she's asking me to speak. And she said, I am so sorry. I just can't take no for an answer. I think you have so much to give, to share. And I simply said, this lady is crazy. Who is she? And little did I know, I had already placed my business card on her table. And I was like, okay. And I walked away. And so I simply ignored her. And, I went home and I shared it with my husband. And so my husband said, baby, you have so much to offer. I said, but I am. He's like, you are being one-dimensional. And it was, I don't want to say confusing, but I said, I'm really focused on this. So let me do this. And I want to do this well. So my husband shared with me, baby, just step out of the box, call the lady back, because I kept sending her to my voicemail and just hear her out. And so I did, right? So I spoke at her event. It was called write your story. You don't know my story. That was the first event that I spoke for. You don't know my story. And the purpose of this event was we went back, and it's like you go back and you share your story. And so that was my very first time ever speaking. And it was at some church, and I was like, okay. And there was not, my husband was like, I did not know. And I was like, I didn't know. And so from there, I was actually called to, a friend of mine works at the prison, and she just asked me, would you speak at the graduation? So I was a keynote speaker like the next year at the graduation. And it was, and I did not, I didn't think about it. And I encourage them to persevere with purpose. And I think those two, I think that was my moment. And from that, I think the book came, the events came, the mistakes came, the Kim Whites came. And so I think now the Destiny by Design Institute has been birthed. And so the book has been birthed, The Voiceless Child. And so the purpose is to really encourage others to persevere with purpose.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter your past, which is what I really talk about a lot. I think your past pain creates a passion for your purpose in an effort to actually help us to persevere through on purpose. And I think that you fire into your destiny when you really are clear about your purpose.
Mm.
I think it gives you the confidence. I think it gives you that the wisdom to really, really impart in others. And I think now what I do on a different level is that I actually help other people in their businesses to get clarity in their business. And on a personal level, I actually help others to get clarity in their personal life by providing them with purpose assessments so that they can get clear about their purpose and be on purpose. So I actually give you a direction of your destiny and to walk in your purpose, and I just create these little terms so that we can become purpose walkers. And I think now that I'm clear about what I'm supposed to be doing, and I feel like I'm a purpose walker, I am able to help other people get past their pain in an effort to walk in their purpose and become purpose walkers.
You don't know how much I love that term. I love that term. I think I'm a purpose walker, but I would have never called myself that before. Before you, Miss Sherry. I love that. And
Yeah.
I'm going to take you back to a little moment that I adore you in. And I know you have struggled with the host speaker thing, which is so funny because you're such an amazing speaker. But when we did a Hope to Hope conference, our annual conference, several years ago, I asked you to be a speaker on there, and you had never done an online interview. And
No.
you were not real happy with me because it was new to you, and I was pushing you to do something. And anyway, it was so cute because when you got done, you're like, you did that. Like you. And so how many times have you gotten drugged now into doing things that collaboration is really the key to that. Working together on something amazing takes you out of your comfort zone, takes you out of that place where you don't realize or recognize that you have that gift of being a speaker. And I love it. I just have to say that out loud.
I have, well, I collaborate with you, but now I'm actually doing this myself as well and interviewing others. So I am super proud. And again, I just started in December. So, but maybe 15 interviews.
Yeah, but I'm
So
so proud. Yay!
thank you. Yes, yes. So
Well, thank you,
15.
Miss Sherry. And I'm gonna tell on you a little bit. Miss Sherry is an extremely powerful businesswoman who does things in a different arena that she has come to a pinnacle of success actually from that. She's one of the top, and do not correct me because I know what I'm saying, Miss Sherry Brown. She is it is because of what she went through. She discovered a way to help other people who were going through things that she saw a need in the market where there wasn't someone taking care of this need. And now she's one of the top service providers in Texas doing what she does. And she's so humble about it. She tries to make me not say these things, but the truth is she is a leader in what she's been doing, and now she's crossing over to include. She's not walking away from the other, but she's including this other piece where people can learn to do the things they're called to do as well. So I feel like you need to be honored in the fact that you have a completely different business that has changed the industry in Texas for sure. And I think other people in other states have copied you, but that is a huge deal. And I want you to accept that congratulations and not argue with me, because Miss Sherry is probably one of the most humble people you will ever meet. And I appreciate all you do to change this world.
Well, thank you. I am gratefully honored that God chose me, that God actually sent my baby through things. And many of you know that my baby is he's autistic, but my baby has a disability that he is the only one in the US and 10 countries with this disability. And so as a result, I own an agency that provides services for individuals with intellectual disabilities. We also provide services with the elderly. And so we have, over the years, I have actually serviced close to 1,000 families. And currently we are servicing about 200 families, elderly and disabled. And we are in 33 states 33 counties, in the state of Texas. So God is good. It's not me, it's about servicing others and meeting that need and providing that level of excellence to the least of them. And so that's what we choose to do.
I love it, Miss Sherry. I love it, love it. And I
Thank you.
appreciate you letting this princess talk you into some things, because I also know that, what you shared last night was really, to me, it was very touching, because I know the behind the scenes story that goes with it. And I know the things that make you, it made you had to reframe what collaboration was. And I think that that's a really big piece for everyone listening is if someone has, for example, DM'd you and said, hey girl, I want to collaborate with you, buy my thing. That is not collaboration, okay? Let's just put that
No,
out there. That is
let's
not.
put it out there. Yes, that is not collaboration. No, it is not. So there's
So
an art.
I think that is definitely, something to reference at this point because it is something so different, and I am so blessed by the fact that you have been collaborating with us. You have been in the mastermind with us. You have been with us in what I call the trenches of serving because we want to serve big. We want to leverage what we're doing to serve people in a huge way. I'm
Right.
I'm a firm believer and I know you are, of we can do the same thing to serve little, or we can do the exact same thing and serve huge. And I
Right.
choose huge, even when it's messy, even when I'm in like a windstorm, even, on the porch. I
Yes.
choose huge when it comes to going into uncomfortable situations and saying, look, I think you need to be part of this. And I know you don't want to be, and I know you don't like me right now, but please continue to love me. That's one of
Right.
my that's one of my famous statements is it's okay if you don't like me, but please still love me.
Yes. Yes. And
So
we do. And I think I am learning that, and there are times I'm like, okay, you know what are we doing? Because I'm so used to it's like I gotta know, let me get this done. And so it's like, okay, just tell me so I can do it so that I can move on. I'm about getting it done and moving to the what's next.
absolutely you are. And I love it. But you do something, and I do want to bring this up because this particular theme for this summit for season 3 is all about the art of showing up. It is our theme song always, but it is definitely our theme song for this conference. And there
Yes.
is a phrase that I love when you say it because you have to tolerate my little messy self, doing things quickly. You have to tolerate that sometimes because everything you do, and I am a witness to this many times over, everything you do with excellence. You do not show up sloppily, I will say.
Oh
You
no.
show up with excellence. You have done so many amazing things. And so the fact that you and I can collaborate in a huge way, I think is also a testament to how collaboration really works. Is, my messy throwing something together till I figure it out, my adventure side is harder for you when you are a planner like you and Christy in particular. And
Yes.
but the fact that look at
I'll
the
second
magic
that.
that we have happened. Yeah. But what would we not have accomplished if we would not have been together? You all bring some planning to me, and I'm a planner too. It just doesn't feel like it always. But I also think that intuitively we all have been given this thing to do. And I think that we all know what it is, but we all look outside of us to find out what that is. And I just take the time to go on that adventure. And I think it takes all of us. I think it takes all of us with our different personalities and our different ways of doing things and our differences to come together, and our sameness to come together. I think it involves all of that in a collaboration.
It does. Opposites attract. You know, you can't have a lot of myself and Christie's, to plan it out step by step. You know, we need that spontaneousness of flavor, you know, to just come in and just kind of rattle our worlds. And I think that with 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 that, I think it just comes together a little bit better. I mean, and it shows how, you know, we can take your spontaneousness and our planning to be specific to collaborate on a common goal. And I think together we get it done.
And in a sexy way, I will point out.
And in a sexy way. Yes. Yes, in a sexy way. Yes.
Thank you, Miss Sherry.
You're welcome.
Christy, were you going to add to that?
I was just going to add to that. Yesterday, in the final round of the auditions, when we announced the top 25 of the gentlemen who had auditioned, 2 of them, maybe 3, mentioned that diversity in a business is sexy. And that's not necessarily looking different. It's not necessarily, being different genders, being different
Yes.
cultures. It is diversity of thought, diversity of approach really is sexy, because even though sometimes it's challenging, right? But come on, everything else that's sexy can sometimes be a challenge too, right? So it's challenging, but we wouldn't have done, goodness sakes, I wouldn't have had nearly half the material that I have if I had sat on my own every Saturday writing, as I have doing Hope to Hope with you and collaborations and, the My Sexy Business Club, different things. And Sherry, at the same time, I wouldn't have gotten to meet, someone who's such a kindred spirit if I hadn't been, somebody who just jumps in because you say, hey, let's go on an adventure. And I'm like, I'm a planner, but okay, I'll do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It had, Christy, I think it has just really pushed us out of our comfort zones. And I think it's almost like it's something that it's like, you know what? I kind of like this. It's like living on the edge. I kind of like it. But then it's like, you know what? It's a bit too much. I'm still a planner, but there's that fun side of it,
Yeah, and I do appreciate that Kim understands, because I look at the people that are in here in particular compared to Kim. We're all a little different. I think she understands that we have our own pace, and I appreciate Kim. Out of all the coaches that I've met, some of them can be really kind of bullheaded. And even though you're a pushy princess, right? You say, do this in your own time. Okay, sleep on it. Okay, pray about it. Do this in your own time. And you keep persisting. But you give us that space so that we can grow comfortable. I appreciate that.
I definitely
think that Miss Kim is a one thing that you call Miss Kim a pushy princess, and I call her a persistent princess. That I think her persistence in my world actually pushes us to our purpose. I think that persistence really pushes you to become purpose walkers.
Definitely.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you, but I am going to cut you all off because this is not the Kim White Show. This is the Collaboration Summit. And I love you. I love you all so much for being so sweet to me, but I definitely do not want to make this about me. I want to make it about you all. So I'm going to rein everyone back in for the last little segment today. I do appreciate, though, the sweetness that every one of you has, the tenderness that all of you have for this pushy, persistent, tenacious, audacious, adventurous princess. How's that? I appreciate very much how much, you all have trusted me and come on these collaboration things with me. So I do appreciate that. I want to check with Jill real quick. Did Declan go down?
No, not yet.
I was going to say, I think he needs to be introduced because all of his Grammys that live in the computer, he was looking at us, and I didn't want to be rude to Miss Sherry, but I was like, hey! He is part of my sexy business team, and I want to take a second to just say out loud, hey! What are you doing? What are you doing, sweet boy? He has grown up with us having all these meetings and living in this computer. And it's something that I want to point out to everyone who is listening. I know that there are situations where you have to be formal. I know that there are places that, you could not bring your baby to the office, so to speak. But this is not one of them. And I want to honor the fact that Jill was super sweet this morning and was a little concerned because she knew she would have Declan. But part of the sexy for us is that we can bring Declan into the middle of everything and keep Jill from having to drop him off somewhere to be able to participate. So I want to point that out, and I need everybody to wave at Declan because he needs to see everybody waving at him. Hey, Declan! Hey! He is such a sweetheart. Watching him grow has just been amazing because he has now officially taken his first step. Jill, am I spilling something I shouldn't be spilling?
Yeah, he's been trying to walk, and this morning he definitely went between two different toys and took his own steps. Yeah.
He's like, I want to talk to everybody right now. So I wanted to say something about your business to those who are listening. It is possible to create a business that you love. It is possible to create a life you love. It is possible to have the things that you dream about that you're scared to tell anyone about because you don't know anyone who has done it. I want to share just short story, but I want to share with you all that where I came from, the possibilities were not there. I probably would have been voted most likely not to succeed. And sadly, because it wasn't from lack of want to, it was really from lack of the environment that would allow me to be able to do things. And anyone who's listening that has come from that place, who has been through some stuff, I want to encourage you with my wild, blowing, windstormed hair. I want to encourage you to not believe that trash. That is not a true thing. That is not something that you can believe anymore. There are 6 of us on this stage today who are living proof of doing things even though we weren't qualified to begin with, or even though we didn't even know if it was possible to begin with, or even though, and you fill in your own blank. You fill in your own blank of what it is that you don't think is possible. And I want you to be encouraged today to try new things. Messy. Messy is beautiful. Even if it's uncomfortable. Adventure forward. Fail forward, some people say, but I don't think it's failing. I think you're learning. I have done a lot of things that did not have the outcome that I wanted. I don't consider them failures. I consider them, another place to learn something, another place to absolutely be able to do the things that you want to do. I did not come from a place that is of privilege. You know, I want to put that out there because I feel like that is one of the things when people are listening, they're like, yeah, that's great for you all. Or yes, you've done that because of this or because of that. But the truth is, I was actually homeless with my tiny babies for a while. And came to the point of realizing, and I have a book by this title, you don't have to do that anymore. I had to come to myself watching my babies. I had to put my babies to bed on cardboard boxes in the back of a warehouse. If you don't think that's hard for a mama, let me just tell you, that was life-changing for me because that was not something that was supposed to be like that. But I had circumstances that I had to do that. And going from that to actually full-blown owning an oil and gas company did not happen overnight. It did not happen in just, a few skips and a few flower meadows and, just like so simple. It came from tenacity and not giving up. It came from being audacious about believing what I heard God whisper in my heart to do. It came from doing things that other people weren't willing to do. And I have a quote that I would like to share with you all before we end today. And that is, and I've said this for years, I was never smart enough to know I couldn't do something. So I did it. And now it's too late when somebody says I can't because I've already done it. I want to leave you with that. Showing up matters. Showing up really does matter in your life, to your business, to your family, to those around you. And collaboration is a huge, huge piece of what I learned to do to get to where we are today. I love my life, and it didn't happen by accident. I love what I get to do to serve others, and I do mean get to. I get to serve others because of what I've chosen to set my life to look like. These ladies have also done that. They are working on that. They're moving toward that. They are enjoying that. So I want everyone listening to know that you can be one of us. We are the cool kids. Like, we are the cool kids, but it's because we chose to be. It's not because somebody chose us. It's because we chose to step up and show up and do that. So if you have any questions for any of the speakers, please do reach out to them and connect with them on all the social media platforms. I'm pretty sure all of us are on all of them. Clubhouse has been a huge blessing to all of us. We all love the relationship building. I can't find the right words. The relationship building that has gone on in Clubhouse just recently even. But we also love being able to connect. We all do Zoom. We all do, all these things. So please don't hesitate, especially if you're struggling to figure out something. We all are about clarity. We're all about collaboration. We're all about helping others. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate. I will give you my email. I will give you, whatever to contact us. And I'm sorry, the wind is blowing and my nose is trying to run because of the wind. But the thing I want you to walk away from this summit with is feeling empowered and feeling encouraged that you can do these things. Exactly, Christy. Put the muscles up there. Those confidence muscles. Those are really what they are. Is that it builds confidence in you. So if you have no clue as how to collaborate, I talk about collaboration all the time. I may not use that word, but every live video I do on Facebook, we go live 2 times a week. every time I go live, I'm talking about collaboration. If you don't like collaboration and you decide you're just not going to be a part of collaboration, then you probably should go ahead and like take me off your off your friends list right now, because that is the common thread through everything I do. But I do want to give you ladies a last, about a minute to speak to who is listening. I really want to speak to those that have committed time, and I want to honor that. I want to end, in the next few minutes, but I definitely want to honor the ones that are listening to encourage them. So Cindy Lou, would you kick it off?
Can you come to me last?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Connie?
I think the message is reach out to people, because people will then have to support you and support them in their efforts. And that's what real collaboration is all about. And you will not believe what will happen to the people around you as well as your own life. My life has exploded since I really started understanding what true. I think I always did a little bit of collaboration, but I never really understood the whole ramifications. So reach out to people, find out how you can support them, and they will then in turn support you.
Thank you, Miss Connie. Christy?
I just want to say, if you're interested in collaborating now, you think that you understand the power of it, but you didn't catch last night's session of the summit, you really need to listen to at least the second half. I'd say the whole thing, but at least the second half, where you can learn how to make a collaboration that is enjoyable and not one that makes you want to run and scream. So there's some really good tips there, but do it. Come on.
Thank you, Christy. Sherry? Oh, let me unmute you. I forgot. I'm sorry. There you go. Sorry.
Okay, and you know what? And I am so sorry. Yes, I think I am one. I was a doubter. I was a doubter with collaboration and collaborating, and I am the one who didn't want to, and it was like never again. However, and I want you to focus on the positives and the howevers and the possibilities in collaborations.
Thank you, Miss Sherry. Thank you very much. Jill?
I'm going to steal your term, Kim, but I think finding someone who is your flavor makes the collaboration worth it.
And that's what Declan has to say about it.
Yep. So finding someone that you want to work with that has the same kind of thoughts, although still bringing diversity to the table, but is really your flavor and you jam with them, then that's going to be something successful for everybody.
I love that, Jill. And it's just fine to steal that word. I'm pretty sure I didn't create the word. I just use it all the time. I definitely think we should all find our flavor in life and in collaboration. Cindy Lou, who?
So, as everyone was speaking, there are so many things that people have learned today. And I love that flavor was the last thing said. And in honor of that and my own Be Bold You style, and the fact that I'm a spontaneous songstress, I thought I'd sing us a little song. We are here to collaborate. What does that mean? I don't really know. It means we work together. It means we come together. We stand aside each other. We walk with one another in all that we do without worrying about who brought the shoes. Just put them on, jump in, walk, walk, run, run. Time to go now. Move, jump in, go, 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 go.
Woo-woo.
I love it, Cindy Lou. Well, that is one thing. If you hang out with me and this crew, you're going to be on the go as far as we do a lot of things spontaneously, and we do a lot of things. Well, we do a lot of things that are planned too. We just try to muddle them all in there together. So I want to close out today with just a gracious thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I know these ladies as well. Thank you for being with us on the Season 3 Collaboration Summit. Thank you for all the things you do. We are going to have a book out soon. We're going to be having a book launch. We're going to be having some other parties go on. But today, I just really want to honor these ladies for being amazing collaborators and for coming to this party and bringing
Amanda.
it. What did you say, Cindy Lou?
And Amanda, thank you. She's still in the room. She's still running it.
Definitely.
Amanda, thank you for handling that part. That was, see, now this is what makes me so blessed by her in particular. She wasn't asked to moderate that room or asked to take care of that, and yet she came and did that as a blessing to us. So Amanda, I definitely want to honor you again. If you need the most amazing moderator on the planet, then I would say get your checkbook ready. I'm just going to put that out there. You should pay her big bucks. We're going to have to negotiate, Amanda, because I don't think I can afford what I really owe you for all that you have done. So thank you, Amanda, for doing that. And just have a really great holiday weekend, everyone. Thank you for coming to the Collaboration Summit. I am Kim White with the My Sexy Business team, and we will be around. So check out all of our speakers today. Love you guys.
Mute your mic on Clubhouse.
Bye-bye.